Okay, go.
So my presentation might kind of be repetitive because Blake and Grady did the same thing yesterday. But my documentary is Forks Over Knives, and it's about, like, the documentary is about the health aspects of food and how we should eat, like they said yesterday, like a plant-based diet. But I did more research on, like, the political and economic aspects of it, and then also, like, the risks of the food industry. So I guess this first video is just the trailer for the movie.
You mean the one we saw yesterday?
No, it's different than the one we saw yesterday.
Oh, are you sure?
I'm positive.
Should you post any funny comments?
You should probably pick the big screen. Right?
Yeah.
Let's post the funny comments. You should
Full
post
screen.
funny comments. He's a role model.
There's a button that like said
This could.
Get rid of that. Hey, get rid of the ad.
High taxes are good for you.
This could be the first generation of children in the United States that lives less than its parents.
I got a few pills I take for my diabetes, then I got one for cholesterol, my blood pressure, and then I take Biatal, which is an injectable.
That's for diabetes.
And I'm sick and fatigue, and that's when they diagnosed me with hypertension and diabetes. Obesity, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure cost this country more than $120 billion each year. People are saying, you're crazy, you're a cancer patient, you should be resting. Doctors told me this. When I had the second heart attack, the doctor said I should prepare for death.
Heart disease is an absolutely toothless paper tiger that need never ever exist.
People who were raised in Japan, the Philippines, Korea, China, never had heart disease, prostate cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis.
This is the atlas of cancer mortality in China. Virtually the Western diet was non-existent. They had no animal products. They had no dairy, no meat. We learned that we could turn on and turn off cancer cells, just by adjusting the level of intake of that protein.
I knew at that point what caused most diseases.
Our national authorities are simply excluding this concept in order to protect the status quo.
With the Western diet, there are going to be 500,000 people in this country this year who will have to have the front half of their body divided, their heart exposed. Some people would call that extreme.
I know of nothing else in medicine that can come close to what a plant-based diet can do.
If you go through life thinking that what happens to you from a health perspective is based on your genes, you're a helpless victim. I reversed the diabetes. The diabetes is not coming back.
I just can't understand what it's done to change my life.
Diet is so much more important than anybody ever thought.
To me, the answer is so simple, it's criminal. It's just people starting to take responsibility for their health and starting to eat more plant-based foods. It's that simple.
Okay, so basically that's just an overview of the documentary, and I mean we watched it yesterday too, like similar.
Oh yeah.
But basically what they're saying is that, like, in America we have a diet, like they call it the Western diet, that's not healthy at all. Basically what the Western diet is we eat, like, more meat in America than any other nation. Like, it's crazy.
Spain.
You look like a demon because of your eyes.
Okay,
I know.
so we keep, like, eating foods that aren't healthy, and we think that, like, we can change our health by eating stuff that says it's, like, low fat or stuff like that, but really what we're doing is we're just eating more of this food because we think it's better for us, but it's really not. Okay, the second question is, how is the Western diet affecting the health of Americans? Like the documentary said, like, a lot of our diseases and stuff, they can be, like, combated with, like, a healthy lifestyle, but instead we build up all this, like, throughout our life. We just eat unhealthy and it gets to us in the end. Okay, so is there a link between what we put into our bodies and the health consequences? Personally, I think it's huge. Like, if you have a healthy lifestyle and you're eating healthy, you can avoid a lot of sicknesses and stuff. What is the problem with eating for nutrients rather than eating healthy foods for their substance? Basically, like, I read, like, a couple books by Michael Pollan, and he was saying, what he calls it is the age of nutritionalism, in which, like, instead of eating foods for, like, health benefits, like we are eating foods for health benefits. Like we're just eating stuff because it says it has certain vitamins in it or stuff like that, and like the chemicals where they exist, like originally. Like
Are you wearing
fruits-
contacts?
No.
Okay.
In fruits and vegetables, like they're good in the food that they originally exist in, but when we take them out of that food and put them with other nutrients, then like we don't know how they're gonna react, and so we really don't know what we're putting in our bodies.
Why don't we know?
I don't know why.
Miss Wilson, I want you to remember the eyes are the window to the soul.
Oh, and I have another question. What is definitive on a healthy meal?
What do you mean?
Like, what do you define as a healthy meal in response to that video?
Well, like in the documentary, they were saying, like a plant-based diet is a healthy diet, and how like as Americans we don't eat enough of that kind of food. And they also talked about meat in moderation. Like the way we eat it is as like a main dish, when really like other countries like France and stuff like that, where they eat like what we would assume, like we don't know why they're not getting fat, I guess, like Italy and France, like all those people, like they're still eating unhealthy foods in our minds, but they're eating it in moderation and they're eating them like freshly, like they don't eat meat as like a main dish, it's more like a side dish, and they eat a lot of fish. Do you have a question?
I was just going to state that Italian people are very large. I've been to Italy.
Yeah.
They are very large.
But it's because France, they
Yeah,
walk,
but
they walk
they
around
also have
everywhere.
very thin,
Because
hot people too.
So does America.
Do you have a question?
So, like a Cameron, there was some